Monster Castle, paranormal, radio hound, Monster Castle, paranormal, digital radio, KTLK.
We're on the western side of Europe, so we're right on the Atlantic Ocean. I believe people come to look at the wild waves and look at the wind and visit all the places along the way. And they've put in, this is fantastic, they've put in a bicycle way. So you can cycle your bike. Did you know that? Did you ever hear of something so normal and everyday, and they've branded it and everybody comes to do it?
I think that's just cool because I love riding my bike and
Yeah.
I just dig it, man. You know.
Good.
You dig it?
Yeah.
Tell us how you dig it.
I dig it like this, I dig it like that, I dig it up and down, I dig it sideways. Sometimes I take my chromosomes out, I turn them sideways, and I put them back in. Take my head off, turn it upside down, dig it, and I stick it in the ground.
You get hard and fast and powerful like never before.
Yeah, man. Dig it. All right, I'm about ready to put up our first song here. This one down. I have to do different things now, folks, to put up a song. We have to pay royalties, and so now we really need your donations, folks, on this donation station, because we have to pay a lot of money for playing songs now. All of a sudden, crappy, eh? But cool. I just have to punch the name of the song, and then we pay our royalties. You know. It's all cool.
Yeah.
But we still get to hear the same songs because my producer is fucking amazing. That's Joseph Roop. Yeah, and right on. So we're going to listen to the Eagles, Hotel California, because it kind of reminds me of haunted hotels, right? Isn't that cool?
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Rock and roll with the Wolfman on Monster Castle Paranormal. We're here with haunted, mysterious hotels and mysterious holidays. Ellen Doherty. Doherty, right?
Yeah, Doherty.
That's it. Doherty.
On a dark desert highway, cool prisoners here of our own device. And in the master's chambers, they gathered for the feast. They stab it with their steely knives, but they just can't kill the beast. Last thing I remember, I was running for the door. I had to find a passage back to the place I was before. Relax, said the nightman, we are programmed to receive. You can check out anytime you like, but you can never leave.
Rock and roll, yeah, baby. Welcome to the castle. All right, you're back in the castle. Tonight, we got some crazy, spooky stuff. Ellen, I want to hear more about these. What's the craziest, spookiest place, story that you've heard of from these hotel rooms that you booked that are haunted hotel rooms?
Okay. So we have a couple of places. One of them, and I've just tweeted where you're going to be sleeping when you stay in it, is called Ross Castle. And Ross Castle is in County Meath. And they have a great place. It's an old castle, loads of rooms, 3 or 4 floors, and a 4-poster bed on 2 of the floors. So they're great. But there's a story. That's the only love story we have. And we have a poor old devil called Sabina. And Sabina was the daughter of the lord of the castle. And she fell in love with somebody that they decided, I think his name was Oren, somebody that they decided wasn't good enough for her. So after a lot of trying and failing, they decided to go away. So Oren, now I mightn't have his name right, got a boat and went out on Loch Sheelan, which is right beside the castle. And off Sabina went to meet him, but she was found and brought back. And she pined for the rest of her life for her long-lost love, who they sent away or killed or something. And she haunts the castle to this day. So I think she torments guests. So if you stay there, you'll know more than me. I don't know that I'd be brave enough to stay. That's my story. All my stories are short.
It's what actually,
all of them.
It's what actually happened there.
Yeah, these are true stories. I'm not telling you any fibs. There are no fibs.
What's a fibber?
A fibber? You're going to say something dirty now. A fibber is not
Never mind.
somebody from Ireland.
I'm not going to say it. It's no.
No.
I thought it was kind of a fin, like on a fish. Isn't that called a fibber?
Yeah, but we don't have those in Ireland. No fibbers. So I'm safe. Anyway, so that's wait till I see your man. Oh yeah, the fella that her father who brought her home was Nugent, Richard Nugent. Yeah, the son was the lover was Orwin, and he was only the son of a chieftain, so they were not happy with each other. And maybe he drowned, but she, poor old thing, is in the castle still. She never made it up to the sky.
Wow.
Would you stay somewhere that you knew was haunted?
Yes, I would. I love it, and I'm not scared of any of them things. I'm the one who, if your kids are scared, you can get me to come over, and I will get rid of them damn things so they can sleep at night.
And have you ever stayed somewhere haunted?
Pardon me?
Have you ever stayed somewhere that you knew was haunted?
Oh, yeah. Every time I went to my grandmother's house when I was a kid.
Wow. And what was in her house?
Really strange native Indian spirits. Really strange.
Did they torment you?
Oh, geez, yeah.
What did they do?
One time, my brother and I saw the leaves in the trees outside form into a face of a native with the feathers and the headdress and everything, and it was it wasn't. I'm not kidding. Like, it was not pareidolia. It was a definite, like, you've seen the leaves move and just go, and crunch together and form a face.
Yeah, and two of you saw it.
Yeah.
Wow. And you didn't mind. You're very brave.
Actually, I was so young back then that I just thought that was normal.
Yeah.
Well, everybody else must have seen something like that too.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, you thought, wow. And so, have you done paranormal lockdowns?
Lockdown.
That sounds fun.
Is that like a lap dance with a ghost?
No, lockdowns. Oh, here we have a couple of paranormal lockdowns, but they lock you in. You have to stay.
Oh, that's when you're torturing a person and you're really mean to them and like you get. I get it. I know that one. Yeah, we do that. Yeah, we do that. Jeff.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
you know we do it.
Igor likes to do that. He does sort of things like that. Yeah, he's nasty bastard.
Bad Igor.
Who's Igor?
Igor's my. Well, I can let him out. You want to talk to him?
No.
Yeah.
Ooh, be careful, man. He's
Igor,
dangerous.
come on out. Ellen wants to talk to you. Hang on.
Okay.
He's busy
He doesn't caress.
He's kind of busy in the laboratory right now, but I can get him out.
Oh, and who
Igor!
is Igor?
Hang on, he's coming out. Yes, master. Hello, Ellen.
Hello, Igor.
I've been listening from the basement laboratory.
And where did you live in life, Igor?
I live in the cemetery and the dungeon.
Oh, and what did you do to have to go to the dungeon?
I like to play with dead things.
Oh, and that's a crime?
I like the dungeon. I take care of it. It's beautiful.
Yeah. We have a man who lives in a dungeon here.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you have any girls there that live in dungeons and does not bathe properly?
Lots of them. So come on over and meet them.
Okay. Wolfman says I'm only allowed to talk for 1 minute, or he will hit me with that stick again.
Okay, so you have to go.
You have to go now. All right.
Good to
Wolfman.
meet you.
Come on, get out of here. Come on,
Talk to you.
go. Get downstairs, Igor. You're done. You stink. Go. Go on. All right. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you very much. Okay, Igor's gone. He stinks.
Good.
I'm sorry. I can only have him for so long. He stinks.
Does he?
Yeah.
Why don't you let him wash himself?
He doesn't want to.
Oh. Poor old devil.
He's
You sound
nice. He's
cruel.
nice, though. He takes care of the dead bodies and stuff. All right.
Yeah, gets rid of them for you.
Yeah.
I'm very shocked. I didn't think things like that went on in other places in the world. I thought we were the only ones who did awful things to people and threw them into dungeons.
Oh, no.
Oh no.
No. Actually, we broadcast from the moon. I'm not sure if you realize that.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, the Monster Castle is on the moon.
Yes, yeah. What can you see from the moon?
From the moon, it's kind of, like, well, I don't know. Adam, you want to tell her about that? I don't really want to tell her anyway. Secret.
Adam, you're on.
Adam, are you there?
Spaghetti?
Yeah, he's not going to tell you either. Nobody wants to tell you. Well, we do have a hotel here, but only the presidents and kings and queens, and they're the only ones allowed to use it.
I don't care.
Art Bell, how are you doing, sir?
Jesus Christ, this guy, man. He never stops.
How did he get in on our call? You know who that is, Ellen, right?
No.
That was Art Bell.
Good.
All right.
Good old Art.
Yeah.
Do I know Art?
She doesn't know.
That's a good thing. It's a good thing you
Wow.
don't. He keeps
Hello,
interrupting.
Art.
He's like a bad caller. He keeps calling. He won't turn his device off.
What device? What device? Now you have corrupted me. Remember, you corrupted me. Why
No,
can't
I
you
don't
turn
care.
his device off?
All right. Well, if somebody's on the radio with you, and then you're hearing the device in the background, it creates an echo, right?
Okay.
So we always say, turn your device off. Well, he's the one who started that, and now he's calling my show, and he won't turn his device off.
I don't care.
Art, you're rude. I bet you don't even care about your children. Do you care
why
about your
would
kids
he,
at all?
man?
Art, do you even care about your wife?
I don't care.
You asshole.
All right, let's get on with the story, man. This stupid interruptions.
What were we talking about?
Spaghetti.
Oh yeah. Well, spaghetti is never ending.
Oh, yeah.
There's no beginning and no end to spaghetti.
Yep.
It's like a Celtic knot. There's no beginning and no end to a Celtic knot. That's spaghetti.
Yep.
So you don't eat it.
No, you just twist it around, yeah.
Yeah. Make it into nice shapes. Take pictures. Paint it. Yeah, but you don't eat spaghetti.
Okay, let's get back to the haunted hotels here. No spaghetti.
Not no
The
spaghetti.
crowd is
Oh.
waiting. That was a double negative.
Oh,
That means I
they're
want.
all-
That means I want spaghetti, doesn't it? Uh-oh.
You can have spaghetti then.
Oh, I
Okay, so you want to hear about another haunted place.
Yeah.
Another haunted place where you can stay. We have a castle in Offaly called Charleville Castle. And Charleville Castle is beautiful, beautiful old house, huge big rooms. It has 3 or 4 double bedrooms, but there's one in particular. It's the Red Room, And in the red room, we have the ghost of, well, we think it's the ghost of Harriet, who is a child who died by falling over banisters years and years ago. She was the child of whoever owned the house. So she runs around the house still, and you can hear her footsteps, and you can hear her calling, and you can hear her pulling things across the floor. But she seems to be annoyed by the people who stay in one particular room. I think she likes to keep the room empty. So she locks people in. So she frightens them. So if you want to go and stay there, that's a fantastic place. And do you know, the Charleville Castle is surrounded by yew trees. Yew trees keep spirits either in or out. If they're out, they stay out. If they're in, they stay in. Do you know that? No.
No.
So sometimes they surround graveyards with yew trees so that the dead stay there. They don't come out and haunt and wander and go where they shouldn't go.
Do you get zombies there?
What? Yeah, we have zombies. We have zombies, but they're human-made zombies. We don't have real zombies.
Okay, because that song "Zombie," remember that? That's an Irish band, isn't it?
Is it?
Oh yeah, the Cranberries, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I don't know about that. Yeah, the Cranberries are Irish. Yeah.
So
I wouldn't mind. Cranberries don't grow here.
Yeah, why do they call themselves the Cranberries, and why are they singing about zombies? I thought you might know.
I don't know. Why don't they call themselves blackberries or something that grow wild here? I always think
Yeah.
if you're going to do something, you
It's
may
not
as well
very
do
Irish.
it. Like, the Irish may as well do it with an Irish name.
Aye, it's not very Irish. I just want me Lucky Charms.
Yeah. You could call yourself.
Oh, I've got some Lucky Charms for you.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Do we want to see them?
Oh, it's totally rated PG.
Yes.
It's
okay.
not- yeah. Oh no, absolutely.
cleared
No,
his
no, no.
throat.
I'm serious. You know, I have Lucky Charms. I have, I have knickknacks and trinkets from, passed down from generation to generation that are lucky.
Okay.
I'm not
I
being.
got some blue ones.
Yeah. No, I'm being serious.
Yeah. So, Charleville Castle. We just get right back onto off the other subject.
I love castles. I love
Yeah,
castles.
I
Let's
like
talk
castles.
about castles.
We do like to live in a castle.
This is Monster Castle Paranormal.
That's true.
Do you you guys want to know where I came up with the name for Monster Castle Paranormal?
Yes, yes.
I'm a
monster freak.
All right. Well, it was from my boy when he was really little, and there was this building that was circular building at Civil Defense Canada, and it's a strange looking thing with all these things sticking up all around it. It was before GPS, before satellite location system for planes, and he called that thing the Monster Castle. Every time we drove by it, it's near my family farm. So
Awesome.
Yeah, so that's where I came up with the name for Monster Castle, because my kid was scared of that building. I had to drive him up there and show him it's okay, and then he was okay with it, but he was scared of that thing. But it is cool.
Ooh.
And anyway, that's where I got the name. When Jeff asked me, "What are we going to call this show?" I like Monster Castle Paranormal. What'd you say, Jeff? How the hell did you? What the hell is that? How'd you come up with that?
That's interesting.
Yeah.
In the beginning was the Wolfman, and the Wolfman created the Wolf Pack.
That was groovy, man. Fantastic. All right.
And so, is he still afraid of the Monster Castle?
Oh, no. My boy's 19 now.
Yeah, but he
I
could
know
still be
he's
afraid
20,
of the monster
actually.
castle.
He's not well, in a way, because now he knows what it really is. Civil Defense Canada, and it's a weird looking building, and the only trucks that ever drive up there are all black. It's like Men in Black go to that thing, and we don't know what the fuck it is.
Oh, right. That's very interesting, isn't it?
Well, it is. It's a mysterious building, and that's why I named the show after that. But then I thought, we're going to move to the moon, and we're going to have a castle of our own.
Yes. Do you know what I would love? Do you know what I would love to visit? One of those ice castles.
Ooh.
Do you know those castles? I don't know where they do them, in cold countries. Maybe they do it in Canada, and they build a castle with ice, and you can go and visit, and you can have a drink.
I don't know, but I do know that tune. I played that tune on the piano. From the 1970s. You know the movie Theme from Ice Castles?
No, you see, I'm not a music person. That's terrible, isn't it? It's a terrible thing to admit.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, you'll have to educate me.
Wow.
I don't think that you need any educating. You got a good gig going on there. Renting out
How about a
hotel
christening?
rooms.
Okay.
Haunted
Can I
hotel
christen
rooms?
her?
Come on.
May I christen her, Wolfman?
Yes. I don't have...
In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Wolfman.
I don't have my sound effects ready for that one because I had to do something else.
But
That was good. If you
So I'm
want,
not going to be
if you want an
christened.
actual baptism, I got to get my other. Father Guido has to come and stuff. We'll do that later.
Sounds
Okay.
good. Sounds good.
Okay, so that's where you're all going to visit. Charleville Castle. Are you going to stay in the Red Room with Harriet?
Oh wow!
Harriet?
And that's
Yeah,
the
Harriet.
name.
Harriet was the child who fell over the banisters and she died. So she haunts the castle still. She never managed to go to the other side.
Does is she seen like during the nighttime or during the daytime?
They hear her during the daytime. She plays the top floor of the castle was a nursery for herself and her brother, and they played and made noise and did whatever. So she is still there today. She runs up and down, and they can hear her during the day. But she locks people into this particular room at night.
Wow.
Sometimes.
What do they hear? What do they hear? Like footsteps or music or?
Yeah, and they hear things being dragged across the floor, so it's her moving her bits and pieces around. So at night, she just locks the door. There's silence.
She locks the door. In the daytime, she plays with like toys and knickknacks.
Yeah, and she runs around upstairs. And they're all used to her. Anybody who works around that castle, they just know and understand. And the stairs she fell over, she hangs around there.
Wow.
Yeah.
Does anybody have any pictures of her?
No, we don't. No, don't have pictures. And I'm trying to get a picture here that I can put up on Twitter.
What
No
about
selfies?
audio? Do you have any audio recordings of her making these
No.
sounds or?
No,
What about?
you see,
I'm sorry. What about what about people that have seen this? Do you have people that talking about it?
yes, there are people who look after this castle. And they can tell you all about it. A woman came, actually, she might be Canadian. I don't know whether she's Canadian or from the States, but she came over something like 30 years ago and never went home. So she knows all about this castle and she's very interesting. She lived there, she raised her daughter there, and she's still there. She just loves it. So she's fantastic. You get to speak to her. She's interesting. They also have tour guides who will bring you all around this castle and talk and tell you about the architecture and the bits and pieces. But when we go, we never got a recording of a ghost. I have to say.
Does the ghost, does she get upset or does she just playful?
She's playful, except for the fact that she locks people into this room and that scares people.
So she doesn't do it to frighten them. It's just something she does out of like.
They think They
Have
think
it?
when she no, they think when she doesn't like whoever is in the room, she locks them in. Which doesn't really make sense because they can't get out and go, but that's what she does.
Huh.
Yeah. But they don't have actually recordings. Yeah, you could stay there at night and make a recording.
Has anybody ever tried to do a sort a banishment, or what in a priest has come there to maybe to send her along her way?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what they've done there. I know they've done it in Loftus Hall, and they have failed because the devil is still there. He hangs around, but I don't know about Charleville Castle. Interesting, though. Why do you ask that? Do you think they should do that?
Well, maybe if she's in turmoil, or if she's having pain, or she's not entirely happy, or if she's kind of stuck where she is, maybe it's in her I guess nature, or not her nature, but maybe it's in her destiny to move on to something else.
Where would she move to?
Well, maybe there's another place where people go and they die other than hanging around a hotel.
Yeah. Well, it's not a hotel, you see, it's where she lived. This poor little soul is just still there. Anyway, I wouldn't want her to go away because it makes the place interesting.
It's good for business, right?
Oh, yeah. And it's groovy, man. I dig the ghosts. Don't you dig them? It makes it just so more groovy. I like the ghosts I like them in the castle. The ghosts in the castle and the ghosts in the hotel. All right. Ghosts everywhere. Spooky, spooky. Here comes a song from the Cranberries. This is Zombie, baby. All right. Here we go with one break for everybody. fantastic, baby. Can you dig it? We are on KTLK Digital Audio Network. This is the Fringe.fm at Monster Castle Paranormal Radio. And I got oh man, I'm gonna have.
And I'm fringing.
I think we gotta play my new donation station commercial. You want to hear it, Jeff?
Oh man, that's yeah, hell yeah.
You haven't heard this yet, have you? Check this out. Oh, wait a minute. I'm gonna fuck up. I'm gonna fuck up. I got two things playing at once over there. Wait a minute.
I think you need more donations to help you play your donations.
Oh,
because
No. It just depends on how much beer I drink when I do the show and how badly I fuck up. There's a fine line between being funny and being entertaining.
you got to drink that near beer.
Near beer? A queer beer?
No, near beer, not queer beer. Near beer.
Queer.
It's beer flavored beer.
Man, I don't want to have queer beer. Why?
Well, let's hear the donation.
All right, here it is. All right, here it is. I got it. It's somewhere in here, in the castle archives. Let's see if I got it.
All right, yeah. Can you dig it? Fantastic. It's your invitation to avoid the nauseation, frustration, desolation, mutilation, degradation. We like to rock, and this is a donation station. Yeah, baby. Go to monstercastleparanormal.com and donate today. Keep us rocking, man.
Yeah. That was me on the drums, by the way.
I was just gonna ask, who was that?
That was me on the drums, man. That was live. That was my band. My band helped me do that.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and we call it my band Monster Rock.
Yeah. Great.
So we got a couple more stories about a couple more castles. I'm kind of interested.
Yeah. Do you want to hear about another castle?
Aye.
So
let's hear
from
the beginning.
From the beginning. Well, I have one that's very mysterious. And the reason it's mysterious is I don't know the stories, so I'm dying to hear all about it. It's called Wilton Castle, and it's in Wexford, which is where I live. We won't really talk about that one, but that's one. And that is fantastic if you want to come and stay in it, because they've done up half the castle. Half the castle is in accommodation and the other half is in ruin. So it makes it really interesting and mysterious. I have to go and speak to the man and ask him what stories are there and who is haunting, because his family have lived there for generations. So that's one castle. But the other castle that we have stories about is Shankill Castle in County Kilkenny. And that's a fantastic old castle. And the people that lived there moved in after other people who had lived there for generations also. And they think that when they moved in, somebody who was staying with the family who originally lived there stayed to torment them, because they're around and about the whole time. That's a great place to visit because it's so old. They have their own graveyard where they planted all the people who died from the previous family. And they have stories of exorcisms, and they've done everything. They have doors that won't close, gates that will never close anymore. And that's a great place to stay if you want to be frightened.
So why?
Most people actually do want to be frightened, and that's why these places are popular, because people like to have the shit scared right out of them.
Yeah.
The
Why?
brown sauce. Down
Why?
the pant leg.
Yeah.
Why? They're not eating enough fiber, so they want to have the shit scared out of them.
Oh, yeah, poor old things. I like to relax on holidays, but I love these places in the daytime. But Shankill is great because the family who live there, they'll talk to you, and they're eccentric type of people. They're lovely. You would love them. The mother is a painter, and the father writes, and they're both elderly. And then the daughter runs the castle, and she's trying to keep it going, and she works very hard. And she's the one who'll meet you and talk to you. But the father and mother will talk to you and show you their show you their paintings, and show you their books where they write, and talk to you till the cows come home. It's great place. It's somewhere different.
Yeah, is the daughter? Is she she taken?
Does she go? Is she a goer?
Yes.
Oh, right. You know, nudge,
She's
wink, wink.
taken.
Say no more. Say no more.
Is it serious?
Oh, she is taken.
Oh,
So
dear.
you're just trying to marry into a castle.
Oh dear.
What is
One
wrong
castle
with
to
you?
another.
Yeah. Oh, look at that. You're gathering castles.
Did you say one castle to a mother?
Castles.
It is. So, but yeah, that's a great place. I love that place. It's not very far from here, so it's easy for me to go up and down to. But it's, you know something, if you want to stay somewhere different, this is somewhere you could stay. And from there, you can branch out into different places like Kilkenny City, which is very popular. And if you go to Kilkenny, you can go and see Kilkenny Castle. I'm sure they have ghosts, but they wouldn't let me in. I haven't spoken to them about ghosts.
Yeah, I actually, that was one of the castles I went by. We
Did
just
you
kind
like
of
it?
drove.
Wait a minute.
Yeah,
She said she killed Kenny.
Yeah, she did. I went there too. Drove by it. I didn't. We couldn't go in, but I got a chance to drive by it and look at it. And I'm sorry.
They have some sort. There is a story in Kilkenny Castle. There's a lot of activity in it. It's very old, so naturally, all these old places have stories. So Kilkenny Castle were having trouble. It could have been something like the doors becoming unlocked overnight. There was something. So they got in some of these paranormal people who brought their equipment, and nothing happened while they were there, any night they were there, but they left the equipment there one night. The staff went home, they locked up, and when the paranormal people went back in the morning, they were counting spirits, and thousands of spirits had walked past this, whatever it was. So there are stories in Kilkenny Castle, but I don't know what they are. Interesting. And it's a beautiful old castle, and they have one of the biggest thrones in the country, in the British Isles. By throne, I mean toilet, one of the first toilets ever. And it was huge because they were expecting, and in fact he came that England, Henry VIII was massive, apparently he got very big, and he was expected. So this toilet was installed just for him. And they'll show you where everything went down and was collected in the bottom and everything. Great place to go.
Oh my god.
Wow.
Do you know what
fantastic?
It is fantastic. And do you know what? Actually,
Fantastic.
who is laughing?
I'm not laughing.
Do you know what there is?
I think you misunderstood me. I said that sounds craptastic.
Oh, craptastic! It is craptastic. Absolutely.
Yeah, but I didn't.
That's
say
hilarious.
Wait a minute. I didn't say nothing about a toilet. She said toilet. I didn't say toilet.
Well, that's hilarious that they built a toilet for a guy, and then they collected what came out of the toilet.
Oh,
If you think about it, it's one of the first
Jeff.
Farted.
So, but do you know? And Kilkenny's a great place. Everybody, there's loads to do in Kilkenny, and they have a ghost walk, which is very entertaining.
What have you experienced on this ghost walk?
Do you get to take a ghost with you on the walk?
Of course you do. You can take who you like.
All right. Can I take a
What's your
banshee?
favorite ghost?
I'd like to take a banshee
I wanna
with
know
me
who's
this
your
time.
favorite ghost?
There was a ghost, and one of my favourite ghost is a ghost, and it's in Kilkenny now that we're talking about it, called Petronella. Petronella was notorious in medieval times in Kilkenny, And I think she was the one who had lots of husbands and they all died in mysterious circumstances. So you'll hear about her on the way around. She was great. Kilkenny was a great old city. Because it was old, it has lots of ancient things to look at and things to hear about. So do you have ghost walks over there?
Maybe you call them by a different name, but we have like haunted like hotels that people visit and
Ghost parties.
We have ghost walks. We have ghost walks here.
Yeah, in Phoenix, Arizona, there's quite a number of haunted hotels. Obviously, they become more popular during the holiday of the Halloween holiday.
Yeah.
But there's people still tour them throughout the year, and it's not uncommon for people to see stuff there and.
Oh, I love that. See, isn't that funny? I would be so interested in that. I would want to go because it's not on my own doorstep.
Well, there's quite a bit of older, not as old as Ireland, but there's some older, structures here in buildings, establishments, where people were shot and killed and had a tragic, incident, and their spirit has still stuck around.
There's another thing that's really interesting. Okay, you don't have the buildings that we have, but when you had people, and it's the people who haunt, and just because they're not the same and you can't go to a building doesn't mean that there aren't hauntings, because people did live there. It wasn't as if America was discovered. There were people living there before it was discovered. So,
right. There's houses built over, burial grounds.
That's guys, this is crazy, but you stumbled on a topic that I wanted to do for another show that I've been working on, looking for a guest for burial grounds, ancient burial grounds, and buildings built upon them, and what happens after that. Like it's the devastation of what happens after building on an ancient burial ground, and that's exactly what I meant, Ellen, when you said doesn't mean there was no people before that. There's lots of ancient peoples that lived before that, and was. Do
you remember the story of the Amityville horror?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I went to see that house.
Oh,
it was on Ocean Drive or Ocean Avenue in New York.
Right.
Yeah.
Did you have a party in that house?
No, but we did talk to the man who lived in it, and he said that there were no spirits in his house. Actually, they've changed the number. It was 108 Ocean Avenue, and now there's no 100. Well, there wasn't then, and this is when I was very young. I went over there. There was no 108 anymore because this house, I suppose everybody was coming to look at number 108 Ocean Avenue. So there's no 108, and they made it 112 or something.
I have a question. I want to know, Ellen, what personal experiences have you had yourself in regards to ghosts or hauntings? Personal experiences that you can share with us.
The only personal experience I had was I was at a funeral one time, and in Ireland we have a wake. To make sure that people are really dead, they keep them for 2 nights before they bury them.
Yes, I'm aware.
Yeah, so everybody sits with the corpse, and that tradition is still ongoing. I live in the country. It mightn't be such a big thing in cities, but in the country they still do that. So I was at a wake, and we were all there, and you get up, you go out, you have a look, you talk to people. It can be great fun because everybody gets together and we see everybody, so there's talking and laughing and eating and drinking and trying to keep yourself awake. I got up and I walked out and I had a cup of coffee and I had something to eat, and I just went out for some fresh air. And now, you see, I'm not sure about this because your mind starts to play tricks on you, when you're not sleeping. So like this morning, I got up so early. So I was outside and it was very dark. In the country, no lights. So when it's dark, it's dark. But I think I saw a pig, and the pig was like smoke. I could see through this pig, and I don't know what the significance of a pig. Yeah, exactly. So, and I turned around and I walked in and I sat down and I said nothing. I said nothing for the whole funeral. It was when the funeral was over, I said about this pig, and everybody looked at me and said, well, he used to keep pigs. Now that's the only, and there's nothing scary about it, but that's my experience.
So you're saying you had a crossover experience from a dimension beyond life, so after death.
Yeah,
wow.
like this pig was coming back to get his master. I don't know, but that's the only experience I've ever had. And to be honest, I wouldn't want to be frightened.
Have you ever seen a UFO?
I've seen orbs. I don't know. Yeah, orbs.
Oh, wow.
Yes, but I don't know.
What,
have you?
Okay. What, you've seen an orb? Can you describe it and where you were?
Yeah, I was, you see, in the country again, dark night on my own, and I was just walking from one house to, we have a farm, so I was going to get milk from the milking, the thing that cools the milk.
The cow.
And when I went down, I looked down the road into the darkness, and from around the corner in one of our sheds came this orb. And and it was very concentrated at first, and it seemed to spread and spread and spread and get weaker and weaker and weaker, and then it disappeared.
What color was it?
It was white light.
White. Wow. Huh. So what?
You see, they're very tame examples, and
right.
They can't be substantiated.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be extreme. I'm just curious. So, would you say that you have a bigger interest in the ghost, the hauntings?
Yes.
Why?
I love to hear the stories. I love people to tell me how frightened they were, but I don't want to be the one who was frightened.
Have you ever been frightened?
No.
Have you ever been? No.
No. But I do believe that there's something other than us. And I think that a lot of the time, the church came along and took it over. So they decided to control this force. And that's what they did. And they suppressed everybody and told everybody they had to do what they said. And that is why religions have developed and become strong. So now, especially in Ireland, in these days, we're all tired of the church, and especially when it came out about all the terrible things they did to children. And the Irish went all over the world doing terrible things to children. So
what about, I don't know if Father Guido's listening at all, but I wonder if he has anything to say about that, about the church taking control of the ghost. Is Father Guido there? Is he listening?
Yes, I'm here. I'm always right beside the Wolfman. I was there. You know that.
What do you think about the church taking over the ghost and the stories?
I'm thinking.
What are you gonna do?
Ghosts. We exorcise the ghosts and stuff. And it scares the kids, so we have to do it with the holy water and the salt and the stuff. But it's not my department, That's not what I do. I do the aliens.
I don't care.
Shut up, you fuck. I don't like him. He's a fuck.
It's so funny to hear.
A fungul arbel.
Where?
I'm sorry, I shouldn't swear like that. For a priest, it's terrible.
Holy.
I don't care.
Well, I don't really care either. Arbel, you shut up, your face.
Oh, man.
We do, there's a ghost. It's a really good. Father Malachi Martin was a very good, and he take care of this. But now there's not many people that can do it.
Bullshit.
I show you some bullshit.
Oh Lord, oh Lord.
You don't believe
Lordy,
you don't believe me, eh?
lordy.
Anyways, what did you want to know, Jeff?
I wanted to know what you thought about the priest taking over the church, taking over, the stories about all the ghosts and the hauntings. Why? Why are they doing this?
Why we're not doing that?
They wanted to call them saints and spirits, and they wanted to control all that. They wanted to control the people.
They always want to control. If you're stupid and you listen to them, then you're stupid. You're stupid.
And we did.
It just takes an intelligent mind, and you don't want to be controlled. The church is only there for the stupidos.
Yeah. Well, that's the way it seems.
Anyways, I'm not supposed to say that. Anyway, I said it. There I go. I found gold, everybody. I got to go now. Bye-bye. Ciao.
All right. Well, thank you, Father Guido. I like it when he chimes in. He's got always a good story.
I think
Something to say.
Actually, I thought he was pretty rude.
Well, I was trying to be nice.
He can say what he likes. So we live in a free world, isn't it great? We can say what we like.
He's probably just hungry for spaghetti.
I think he probably,
No,
like Kurt says, he probably just needs to masturbate and let it out and stop being so grumpy.
Oh, Jesus. Did you hear what you said?
Well, yeah, it's nothing wrong with that. It's natural.
Holy Jesus.
Yeah. True. Anyway, so that's what we were saying. So that's my take on the church, that they took everything over. So now the interest in paranormal and spirit world. Actually, do you know that Halloween, just while we're on this topic, started in Ireland? It's an Irish festival.
Oh, I'm interested in this.
Did you not know that?
Oh,
No,
tell us.
I thought it
wanna
was
hear
from
this.
the Spanish.
I can't believe.
I thought it came from the thing of the dead, Day of the Dead.
Yeah, what it is the ancient Celtic people, before the church came and took us over, mind you, and the Halloween was taken over completely by the church, but the ancient Celts believed that on the night of the 31st of October to the 1st of November was the time when the veil between the living and the dead worlds was at its thinnest. So that's when they celebrated their dead, and they pray for the dead in the church. But the Celtic people celebrated the dead, and it's when they believed that anybody who was left hanging around could pass over easily. So they helped them. So that's when they lit their fires. Also, they started to carve turnips. It wasn't pumpkins, it was turnips. And that's a very difficult thing to do. Can you imagine trying to carve out a turnip? So that's an Irish thing to do. And the Irish tradition went to the States, and they ran with it and took it over. And pumpkins are easier to carve than turnips. And so it became huge. But that's where it started, in Kells in County Meath.
That's beautiful.
Wow.
Did you not know that? I thought everybody knew that.
Wow.
Oh.
Well, now you all know, in Phoenix, Arizona, and in Canada, and wherever there's anybody listening.
The chat room's making me laugh.
All I know is about the Dia de la Muerta.
Yeah, the Day of the Dead.
Yes.
Yeah. Actually, I have a friend who I speak to often in Costa Rica, and she was saying that they celebrate Halloween, but that in Costa Rica, they're trying to block out foreign traditions. So they're trying to do their own thing rather than Halloween. They're trying to stop the young people. They're trying to get them to do something else other than Halloween, because they're trying to preserve their own heritage. And I think that's very important, because we're all, in today's world, we're trying to be global. And I don't want to say diluting our customs, but in a way we are. And people's customs are interesting, and we can share them, but we don't have to dilute them.
Yeah, because I mean, I like to light cats on fire and let them walk around.
What?
Yeah, well, you see, if that's what you're doing, oh my God. That's what you're doing.
That's actually funny.
That's a holy fire right there.
Man, I only do that to albino porcupines.
Oh, Jesus. What have I started?
We're a load of mad heads. That's what we are.
Yeah, I'm walking down the wrong road here, fellas.
You're in the right place.
I am, be dad.
Aye.
Oh, sure.
Be gosh, be golly. I just can't find me pot of gold.
No, it's at the bottom of the rainbow.
Nobody wants to donate to our station, and it's a donation station.
A donation station, yes. They
Give
will.
us
Everybody's
chocolate.
listening and talking.
Well, some people you don't care. Some people don't.
You know, I don't care.
Shut up, Art Bell.
I thought you were going to ask me about fairies.
Ah, the
I
fairies.
wanna hear-
Oh, yes. Is it okay in the fairies' culture for them to be homosexual?
Well, you'll have to ask them. Actually, we have a fairy who hangs around here. He's about 8 feet tall.
Nobody knows.
Yeah, but we have him. He hangs around here somewhere, and I see him every now and again walking around the house.
Does he
man.
long walks on the beach?
He does whatever you want. Anyway, will I tell you where fairies came from?
I want to know.
Hundreds of years ago in Ireland, we had a great tribe of warriors. They were called the Tua de Danann. And when other tribes of warriors came in, one of them was very powerful and defeated the Tua de Danann. And they weren't happy about being defeated, so they turned themselves into wee, small fairy folk. And they live still, and they torment people because they're not happy. So that's where they all came from. And we have, I don't know what you have over there growing wild, but we have a bush called a hawthorn, or a hawthorn tree, or a hawthorn bush.
Yeah, I have that.
Yeah, well, that's
I've
where
been
they gather.
entangled many times trying to actually harvest certain crops with hawthorns. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Anyway, they're very prickly, and the fairies live under them. So when when you have a hawthorn,
Wow, that's freaky that you're saying that. Is this true?
yeah, that's completely true.
My
and
God.
they think that, you know, well, anything that goes wrong, they blame it on the fairies. So they think that the Tua de Danann are still around and making mischief because they're not happy about being defeated.
Well, I believe this. Actually, I've seen things that. What do they look like?
They're little small people. They're like leprechauns. You know, because they lived so long ago, their clothes are old and they have little pointy hats. And then they can be 8 feet tall, so they can turn themselves into whatever they like.
Wow. Guys,
And
I
they're
love this.
They're supposed to
Oh.
love children.
I'm in heaven right now.
Yeah. And what's her name over there in America? You have her. One of these spiritual people, and she believes in angels. She has started recently talking about fairies. So I think that they escaped and went to America with people on those boats during the famine.
Yeah, but no.
But that's
there's-
just me.
Okay, but there's the natives here, which I have
Yeah.
many friends. They tell me of the little people that have always been here, and they call them the little
Really?
people. But that's
Yeah.
a little different than fairies. They're dark little shadowy figures, about 2 feet tall, with a hooded cloak.
Gnomes.
Yeah, it's more like gnomes actually. But I don't know. The gnomes that
I've seen them, too.
gnomes have a red pointy hat, man. Ones I've seen.
See, we call
I don't know what they
leprechauns
are.
the little people, or fairies. Some people, when they say the little people, they mean fairies. But I never heard about those people. That's very interesting. 2 feet tall.
Yeah, and they're very, very dangerous. And,
Oh.
Yeah, very dangerous and malicious.
Oh.
And they're worse than the Bigfoot. They're actually meaner than the Bigfoot. And Bigfoots
Nice.
eat children and they eat people. So if these things are meaner than the Bigfoots, yay.
So they're there to be avoided.
Yeah, they go around saying, "Get in my belly."
But I've also heard,
Sympathy too.
I've got another rhythm for you. Yeah.
Getting that Oompa Loompa vibe right now.
That was great, Jeff. Jeff, that's Jeff on the sound effects, and me. We're crazy.
Yes. So that's very. I must look. I'm trying to find out about that. I didn't know anything about those little people you have over there.
Yeah, and they're apparently out east, Newfoundland and that area. They still tell their kids when they walk through the woods to leave breadcrumbs for the little people. And there is fairy mounds there too, so you're probably right about them bringing fairies over. I think,
Interesting. I like that. I love those stories. Oh, and they've started making fairy doors here. And you probably have them over there too. So you put them on your tree. You put them at the base of a tree, and it's a little door, and people open them, and that's where the fairies live. Even though we know that they should be on those bushes, the hawthorns.
But do they have Lucky Charms in there?
They do. They have all that stuff.
I would definitely put Lucky Charms in there just to make sure they don't bite you and anything.
Yeah.
Oh, Jeff. That wasn't me.
No.
Just for the record, that was not me. That was me. Wow, I think we're doing great on this show. I think it's funny and informative. Somebody's typing really fast. I'm going to capture
That was me. That was me. I've stopped.
And by the way, you did a great job posting things. She's posted a lot of things in hashtag 47Talk for the listeners in Twitter. Everyone who doesn't realize that, any new listeners, we always post in hashtag 47Talk for this show, and on Twitter. And also, you can get into the Spreaker chat room if you want, and it's a lot of fun in there. There's a bunch of really fun people to talk to. And all you got to do is go to Spreaker if you're listening to my show on Spreaker, and then hit the little bottom tab, and then it'll bring you another tab, and then you hit the bubble window. It's got a little talk window and a number on top of it. Hit that, and you're in the chat room.
Yeah, come and talk with us for fun.
It's really fun to chat with people that are also listening to the show. That is, and go to 47Talk, hashtag 47Talk. These are great places. We also have all kinds of new stuff now with the network that I haven't even mentioned. You can listen to the show on iTunes Radio. If you look for The Fringe FM, and you can go to TuneIn Radio and TalkStream Live. We're on all that now. So anyone who wants to listen different ways, they can listen different ways. Also have a number that you can, you have to go to KTLK or just go The Fringe, all one word, .fm, and then Google that, and you'll get to that website for our network, and then it'll show you a number you can dial in on your phone. And if you don't have any data on your phone, you can actually just dial it and listen to the state. You can listen to us that way, just by dialing the number. If you have unlimited minutes. Cool, eh?
That's cool, man. Awesome.
Yeah, man.
Awesome
yeah.
stuff.
It's awesome on a spoon.
Yeah.
Oh, don't go there, man. Don't go there. Don't go there.
Stabby's getting bored, so we better get on back with the talk about fairies and gay fairies. No, I mean, are fairies allowed to be gay?
I like the 8 foot tall ones.
You reproduce.
Yeah, do you know why I like them? They can do chores. If you catch one, they can do chores.
So
she's not even
can they be your
kidding, boys.
slave?
Yes.
Like
have
your
loads
bedroom slave?
No, you can
Whoa.
chop the wood. I have lots of wood to chop.
So, like, what do they do it at night? So it's just like in the old tales. So you wake up in the morning and all your wood's chopped.
No, they're elves, and they're from England. They're the elves in the shoemaker story. You're getting confused.
Well, we don't know this stuff. You got to fill us in. We're
I don't
stupid.
know a lot about elves.
We're
I
dumb
only know the
Canadians
elves in the
and
shoemaker
Americans.
story.
Well, we don't know. You have to tell us this.
Yeah, well, that's all I know. That the elves live in England, and they made shoes, and it was a story.
But why?
Because they were kind, I think. I'm not really sure. I think they just wanted to be helpful. But the strange thing about them, and I always thought this as a child, when the old couple, the shoemaker and his wife, do you know the story?
How do they get babies?
Oh, jeez, I don't know things like that. They just appeared.
That's how.
Puff of green smoke and they were there.
Green smoke?
Yeah.
Green smoke? Oh.
Yeah.
Wow.
Do they eat children?
Like they're green smoke.
No.
Do they make
don't
shoes?
eat children.
Do they make shoes like a sadistic trick where there's like stuff in it that makes you walk funny?
I don't know.
Do they give children pizza?
I don't know. They might do. Pizza came from America. I thought pizza came... These were in England, these little people.
What do they
All right.
eat? What do the fairies eat?
Yeah,
Well,
I'm wondering that too.
The shoemaker and his wife left food out for them and they ate that. Whatever they had eaten.
So they eat like haggis and...
No, we're in England. You're getting mixed up with Scotland.
You know, I heard a story once about, and this is true story, and somebody that had little people come in their house demanding that they give them food or they're going to cause them a lot of trouble. And this was in the woods, a house in the woods, and they actually have a relationship with these little elf people that come in and get food from them. So they eat the same food as us. But it was like, you're either going to leave us some of your food or we're going to cause you grief.
Wow. Where was this?
I can't remember where I heard this story, but it was in a book I read once, and it's a long time ago.
Yeah. I like the sound of that.
But it's true. It's a true story, apparently. I can't remember the details. I read it in a book when I, like this, I've been reading books about this stuff since I was a kid, so.
Yeah.
But that
Do
one.
they have witches there in Ireland?
Oh, we have real witches. We have modern day witches in Clonegall, which is, I don't even know what county it's in. It's either Wexford or Kilkenny. They have a coven of witches now.
Really?
So you can come and meet them, and they'll do spells and potions for you.
Are they friendly?
I haven't spoken to them, but they're there.
Are they attractive?
They could be.
Oh.
You'll have to come and see.
Uh-oh.
See, we have everything. What more could you want?
Oh.
Yeah.
Do they give magic lap dances?
They might. It depends. Depends on whether they like you, I'd say.
I used to date a stripper. Anyway. That was a long time ago. She wasn't a witch, though. She wasn't a witch.
No. Well, witches are different.
Very true.
Have you ever?
I used to date a witch. I
have
used to
you-
date actually a Wiccan.
Have you ever been to a witch burning?
No, I've been to no witch burnings, but things got hot. Let me tell you.
Oh yeah, witches are hot, man. Got to watch out for them when they get drunk, though.
Does that smoke?
Yeah.
You
Too
don't.
much information.
You really don't want to go out with an alcoholic witch. Trust me.
No.
No, been there. That's bad. Bad news. Bad news. Don't do that.
Okay, I think we're due for a break, guys.
All right.
We'll be back in it shortly with Monster Castle Paranormal. We're talking haunted hotels, Irish folklore with Ellen, and mysterious holidays. All right, yeah. Dig it. Can you dig it? Now. Yeah, baby. Woo! Yeah. It's Wolfman Mike from Monster Castle Paranormal. Right. Yeah. We got some aliens, I guess. Their heads are blowing up in the backyard here. There goes another one. Oh, there goes another. Oh, head blew up pretty good. This is KTLK Digital Broadcasting, and you are listening to the Fringe.fm. Yeah, fantastic, baby. Can you dig it? All right.
Hey, are we muted yet? No.
Heart is a balloon, shoots up through the stony ground. There's no room, no space to rent in this town. You're out of luck, and the reason that you had to care, the traffic is stuck, and you're not moving anywhere. You thought you found a friend to take you out of this place, someone you can lend a hand in return for grace. It's a beautiful day. Sky falls, you feel like it's a beautiful day. So let it get away on the road. You got no destination, you're in the mud, in a maze of her imagination. Your love is style, even if that doesn't ring true. You've been all over, and it's been all over you. It's a beautiful day. So let it get away. It's a beautiful day. Touch me, take me to that other place. Teach me, I know I'm not a hopeless case. See the world in green and blue. See China right in front of you. See the canyons broken by cloud. See the tuna fleets clearing the sea out. See the bedroom fires at night. See the oil fields at first light. And see the bird with a leaf in her mouth. After the flood, all the colors came out. It was a beautiful day. So let it get away. Beautiful day. Touch
Trolls Are Us. Do you have an internet troll problem? Well, we can help. Just search for trollsrus.com. We will send all kinds of trolls to the party that is trolling you. Just listen to our best customer.
Myself, when I was getting trolled hard by a group of trolls, and I said to myself, there's got to be some truth to what these guys are saying. It's got to be. And so it was at that time I started really replaying and listening to myself in the car, wherever I was. And I thought, I'm a pompous bitch.
Go to Trolls Are Us today and take care of your problems in our snarky fashion. That's trollsrus.com.
Yeehaw! Trolls Are Us!
All right, we're back live. Yeah, thank you that was a word from our sponsor. Thank you very much. Everyone, check it out, Trolls Are Us. All right, we're back with our guest, Ellen Doherty, and we're talking haunted hotels here.
And did we talk about the Banshee?
Oh, the Banshees.
Yeah.
I want to talk about the Banshees. Is it true that the Banshees are real? When people, I know I heard stories from people from Ireland that I've talked to that have told me that it's true, and they have seen Banshees, heard Banshees scream, and they look and they see the damn thing out there, and sooner than later, then all of a sudden there's a death in their family.
Yeah, they don't, you see, you don't have to be afraid of a Banshee if you see or hear one. But they don't hurt people, they foretell death. So if you hear the Banshee screaming or wailing, or if you see her, it usually means there's going to be death in the family. And the Banshee, years ago, was said to follow certain families. So she followed families like O'Neill's, O'Connor, O'Brien, Kavanagh's, and O'Grady's, and she foretold death in their families. But there are stories about the Banshee going to America with people, so that now she has, widened her scope. And then with people marrying, she now foretells death for a wider group of families. There's a lot of things they say about the Banshee. They say, for example, she can be anything. She can be a young woman. She can be a woman wearing a silver dress with silver hair. She could be headless. She could be carrying a bowl of blood. Sometimes she's all dressed in black with a veil over her face and you can't see her. But if you see her, you must never, ever approach her. We have a story in living memory about 2 generations back. So old people around the area where I live still remember. There was a man called Donald Heffernan, and he was at a wake or he was something, and the Banshee was wailing. Actually, I must talk about wakes and banshees in a minute, but the Banshee was around, and he, being all brave, decided he would approach her. And everybody knows you never approach the Banshee. So when he went near her, she just stretched out her hand and she gave him a hump on his back. So he was knocked out and he stood up, and he had this hump all his life. And the old people remember the night he got the hump. It was when he approached the Banshee. Another thing they say about Banshees is if you find a comb, you see, often the Banshee is seen combing her long hair. So if you find a comb in Ireland, people are very superstitious. You should never pick it up because you don't want to take a Banshee's comb. So she foretells death. She doesn't cause trouble, but if you approach her, she will cause trouble. And they say Banshees keen. I don't know whether years ago you had keening women, but keening women in Ireland used to be rented when somebody died. So you'd have somebody wailing and keening at their wake. They were very important. But keening, that word keening comes from cuina, which means crying in Irish. So the Banshee keened. The Banshee was a cuina, crying. and that's where keening came from. So now, and people really still believe in the banshee today, and they believe they hear, and they believe that they bring smells. You'll hear people saying that there was a smell of death. That's the banshee has brought that smell.
I've heard that people have actually seen them.
Yeah.
Like on a horse.
Yeah, that's how.
A woman in black robes with a hooded cloak on a horse.
Yeah.
That sounds hot.
Yeah. And the banshee in Irish means fairy woman, woman of the fairies. So now we're back to fairies.
So she's like the fairy queen, basically.
Yeah, I don't know that she's the fairy queen, but she's certainly of the fairies.
Well, I know the smell of death. I actually do.
You've heard of that?
No, actually, he's quite experienced it. You want to tell her, Jeff?
I used to run a cadaver lab where we had hundreds and hundreds of bodies come through, and I'm familiar with the smell.
Oh,
yeah. When I was in high school, I was in a morgue for kind of a weird, slightly morbid field trip.
Yeah, this was something I did every day for 10 hours a day.
Yeah, that smell is something you don't really forget, is it?
Yeah, when I won't go into detail, but it gets worse.
Yeah.
And I have some other stories. I have some stories of bodies that have been dead for days moving, and multiple witnesses, and me and a couple of my workers had seen a body move.
And what made it move?
We don't know. We didn't care, and we left.
You were a wee scaredy cat.
And
a little bit wee scaredy cat. Run away.
Well, when you pull something out of a refrigerator that's been dead for a couple of days, and it decides to move, what do?
Put it back on the oven.
Yeah.
You kind of take a break. I said, you know what, guys, it's break time. I was a supervisor. I said, it's break time. Let's go.
And when break was over, had she moved back?
We didn't talk about it. That was the last time we mentioned it, and that was it. We didn't want to revisit that experience.
Yeah, there's nothing to see here.
Yeah. Fear is a terrible thing. But you know the worst thing I know about smell of death? Oh God, animals when they're dying, because I live on a farm. But when I was in the States, they had this bodies exhibition in New York. I don't know whether it went further, but they had brought, this is horrific, they had brought roadkill over from the Orient. Oh, right. It's horrific. Yeah, and these bodies were preserved, and we could all go and look at them.
Yeah, I've seen the exhibit. Absolutely. Oh yeah.
Isn't it macabre?
It's definitely. Well, I'm a scientist, so I I find it interesting.
Oh, do you know on that? We in fact, I don't know if you can see it still, but the bog in Ireland is peat, and it is of such a high pH that it preserves everything. And they found bog bodies about 10 years ago, I think, and they exhumed them, and they tested them, and they knew all sorts of things about them, and we could go and look at them. But I went to see them, and they were like leather. They were still wearing their clothes. They knew what color their hair was. They knew what they had eaten in the hours before their death. They knew the cause of death, and they knew that one of them was a wealthy man, and he had certain things in his hair that could only have come from, I don't know, hundreds, thousands of miles away. So they knew he was wealthy, he could trade.
He should probably comb his hair once in a while. Why has he got to put all the crap in his hair like that?
Leather.
All
That's
right.
hot.
Black leather with big, huge studs.
Yes.
Am I turning you on, Lassie? Am I turning you on, Lassie?
Anyway, no, that's it. He was very interesting. And then people started to ring into radio stations and say we shouldn't be looking at these dead bodies because these people should have privacy and they should be given a decent burial. And I thought, Jesus, they're ancient, but they were so interesting. That's all. End of that story.
I like it. I like it, man. You know what it's time for? We're talking about bodies, right? It is time for a break. So I don't know how we did this already, but it is the top of the hour, and I'm gonna do a song by Alice Cooper called
Love, it is my body. From Love It to Death.
It makes you want to love me. Now is it my body? Or something I might be? Or someone inside me? You better tell me. Tell me. It's really up to you. Have you got the time to find out who I really am? What does it take to get inside of your mind? Give me a break, and take a chance for the very first time. You better tell me, it's really up to you. If you got the time to find out who I really am. You better tell me, it's really up to you. If you got the time to find out who I really am. Where am I going? What will I see? There's a wind that's blowing down under me. Will I don't know the reason, 'cause I cannot tell. But there's one way to heaven, about 1,000 ways to hell. Well, I'm going to the graveyard. Gonna dig up your bones, and they might be yours, and they just might be mine. Oh, no, 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 no.
music, baby. Oh, shit, yeah. Groovy. Can you dig it? Well, holy moly. All right. Holy shillelaghs, ladies and gentlemen. Holy shillelaghs, Batman. We have Ellen from Mysterious Holidays with us, and let's not waste any more time. Let's get right down to the nitty gritty, and I want some callers. Let's have some callers. Call us at 775-990-8447, please. And if you have any questions for our beautiful and fantastic and elegant guest from Mysterious Holidays, then please call to the Monster Castle Paranormal. Call the Wolfman. All right. You can also reach me on Skype at Wolfman Mike 47, all together, right? Wolfman Mike 47. You'll find me on there. And just call it. And I'm watching this, and it's gonna ring. If you ring it, it will ring. I'm not gonna miss your call. That's right. So anybody in the chat room want to talk to Ellen and ask her question about Irish folklore or haunted hotels? Or this is your chance. Although she will be back for our St. Paddy's Day special. Just to let you know. Ellen?
Yeah?
You're going to be back for our St. Paddy's Day special?
I am. I have penciled you in.
Are you getting drunk with me?
No, it's 7:15 in the morning here.
No.
My husband is getting up to milk cows at the morning.
Oh, I want you damn drunk on that day.
Okay.
Get drunk beforehand then, and you at least have a hangover or something.
Okay.
Alrighty. Okay. Your husband could come on too, as long as he's drunk.
Okay.
By the way, on St. Paddy's Day special, we are only taking drunk calls.
Yeah.
And they have to be insulting. And pissed off, drunk people. And if not, we will probably hang up on you. They have to be all passionate, drunk callers only. On it doesn't matter what you're talking about, but we're only taking passionate, drunk calls on St. Paddy's Day.
Okay.
What do you think of that, guys?
Can I? Oh,
sounds
that's
magical.
Fantastic. Can I say something?
Obviously, it's your show, hon.
Yeah, well, I don't know if you want me to say this, but I just want to tell you a little bit about Mysterious Holidays.
Please do.
So, Mysterious Holidays was born about 2 years ago when myself and my business partner got in touch, and we decided that we needed somewhere where people could go to find out about mysterious and haunted and all that, because Ireland is such a big haunted country. So we started off in Ireland, and we've got several of our bits and pieces together, which are on our website, and you can book and you can contact us and all that. But now we would like anybody from anywhere in the whole world to contact us if they have a haunted attraction and they'd like bookings. You can do the bookings through us, and we can get together and have a talk.
All right.
Just to say it.
Yeah, and let everyone know. I'm not sure if we can put it up on the. Can you do it, or do you want one of us to do it? Put the link up on the website or on our.
Yeah, I don't know how
Twitter.
to put it on a website. It's just mysteriousHolidays.com.
Well, yeah, and also
I'll put it on the chat room.
Wait a minute. If we go to your Twitter, Mysterious Holidays, it has all the links on your profile, doesn't it?
Yes.
There you go.
So, yeah, that'd be great. It's at Mysterious Halls.
Yeah, it'll be on the Monster Castle Paranormal website as well.
Okay.
And this is fun, folks. Like, you
all
can't
of your
have
information there.
Thank you.
I want to go. I actually want to do this, man. I really want to do this.
Hey, we have Kurt Green in the chat room tonight.
We got a caller. We have a caller. All right. You are on Monster Castle Paranormal with Ellen from Mysterious Holidays. Who am I talking to?
Yeah, I just wanted to ask, what do you think about space niggers?
What?
Yeah.
Space niggers. First of all,
Yeah.
it's politically incorrect.
Who cares about that bullshit?
They're
I
called
mean, like,
they're
they're
called
space niggers.
Afro-Africans. So
Where are you are you calling from a trailer park, sir?
Are you calling from Nigger Town, sir?
Oh man, you're
Because
gonna get
I do not
electrocuted so
associate
good.
with Nigger Town.
Jeff, electrocution or what? Should I get Igor?
I
Why
think
are
we
you
should
so
electrocute
gay,
him.
dude?
We're gonna let you talk for a little while before Igor comes up and electrocutes you for saying that word. I got a lot of friends that are black. You know that? I listen to
you
reggae.
nigger
I
mad?
like black people, man, and I'm not very impressed.
Niggers.
You know what? You suck, dude. Igor. That's it. I had it.
You're a nigger, man. You know you are.
All right. I guess we need another caller. Thank you. Thank you, Igor. Now, that was it for him. Oh, man. What a goof.
They were gonna have a real person calling.
I hope a whole bunch of black people beat the fuck out of him. I'm serious.
Mortal Kombat.
It'll happen. It's called karma. It'll happen.
That's pretty rude, man. I'll let it go on the air just to show what an idiot he is. But whatever. Was he even listening to the show, or how did he get the number, or what the hell was that? Anyway,
I'm not sure.
Ellen, continue, please. Try not to let that bother you. I'm sorry about
bothers
that. I'm
me.
so sorry about that.
Nothing but I'd love someone to call in and ask a question. I mightn't know the answer, and I'll find out.
Yeah, but we don't need that. But unfortunately, on live radio, without a screener, we actually get calls like this once in a while, and it happens.
Yeah, not the end of the world. It takes all sorts, doesn't it?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I guess, back in the day, when I was a kid, we all had stupid jokes about that, and then you realize later that grow up, and that's not very nice.
You can just get over it. We're big enough and bold enough to take it and forget about it.
I still like the one about put them in the backyard and teach them how to walk with the chickens.
What's that one?
Oh, never mind. It's terrible.
Okay.
Oh man, what are you doing over there?
But I even joke with my black friends about that one. They even find it funny. So, yeah, thank you. Oh man, we got to move on to a different subject. Let's get okay. Get a different caller on here, man, for sure. We're gonna have another caller coming up soon, and go ahead, Jeff, and keep interviewing the guest, please. You were doing an excellent job, sir.
I'm just asking questions I think everybody wants to know. That's all. So I think we were talking about how do you find these haunted places? Is it just word of mouth or?
Yeah, we have to go looking. We see in Ireland we have a small population, so we don't have loads of places to visit that are known about because they advertise themselves. So you've got to keep asking and rooting. So we drove around. When we found things, we drove around. We met the people. We talked to them.
No, it's not. It's not funny. So, are we still on here? I was wondering to know. I think Ellen was answering about how she finds these different haunted places. And how Ireland is so small and.
Yeah, with a small population. So people don't always set up an attraction, but they have these places. So you go and you talk to them, and that's why we're so good at talking, because so few of us, we have to do everything by word of mouth. So that's what we did. We got into the car, we drove around to different areas, anywhere that would speak to us, we spoke to them, and so we put as many as wanted to go on our website thereon. So you can go and have a look at those. Most of the time, you see, this is the catch. Most of the time, you've got to contact us to find if you can book, because these things, attractions, aren't year-round bookable. So you've got to contact us. We contact them and come back to you, and hopefully we can put the two of you together. And that's why Mysterious Holidays was born, and that's why we are now going beyond Ireland, because there are people outside of Ireland who might like to come. There are Irish people who might like to visit other places. If we're in England, for example, even English people can look at our website and see what's on over there. So that's why we're interested in moving out of Ireland.
Okay.
So
we have a caller. We have a caller with a legitimate question here. I actually I figured out how to screen the calls myself while Jeff's talking. So here we go. We have a legitimate caller. You're on the air, sir?
Hey, what's up? It's Dave.
It's Dave. All right. It's Dave from Beyond the Strange Radio?
That's me.
All right.
What's up, Mike?
Man, groovy, man. Groovy.
Right. Hey, man. How's it going, man? How you doing? I've been listening to the show, and I think Ellen sounds really cool. It's hey Jeff, how's it going?
How you doing, Dave?
All right, man. It's the first time I got to say hi to you. I see you on Twitter all the time. Anyways, I have a question for Ellen.
Yeah.
And I was wondering, among the folklore with the Fae and with the Banshees, is there any credence to leprechauns?
Yeah, the Irish are big into leprechauns. They're who we call the little people, mostly. They call the fairies the little people too, but there are people who really believe in leprechauns and his crock of gold. And it goes back to the church and wanting something to believe in. And this is the type of stuff that the church hijacked when they came along. They didn't like what the Irish were saying and the Celts were doing and believing in. So they took the leprechauns. But the leprechauns went underground and they're still there. In them. Nobody's ever got a crock of gold, though. Not that I know of.
Right, yeah. I don't think you can actually find them at the end of a rainbow either, right?
Well, you see, they're slippery little people and they're clever little people and they're always wilier than you are. So, they can trick you into believing you've got them, but then they just get away at the last minute. So nobody ever got the crock of gold.
That's pretty awesome. We do have a similar thing here in the States. The little people, they're kind of like the opposite of the giants that they've been finding the bones. I don't know if you've heard of the Nephilim, the giants.
No, but anyway, go on.
But there's also the little people that they've been finding. I can't remember exactly where it's at, but oh man, I'm drawing a blank. I'm sorry, it's late, and I had a long show earlier, but there definitely has been bones found here in the United States as well.
Really?
Yeah, that's what I was talking about. The natives talking about the little people. There's no there's no name for them, and they're pretty unknown. But the natives have a name for them.
Wow, I don't know anything about them.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. But I've been looking at your site, and I've never been to Ireland, but it's always fascinated me, and I think it's pretty awesome. And I'm hopefully one of these days I can actually go on holiday there. But anyways, I don't want to take up too much of your time. doing a great show, Wolfman. I really dig it.
Thank you so much.
Get in touch, Dave. If
This
you're
is
coming.
this is my affiliate. His show is called Beyond the Strange, and it's on the same network that we're on. All right, guys. The KTLK. Dave, are you still there?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Can you tell everybody when you're on so they can listen to your show?
Oh man, no, I'm on Saturday and Sundays from 7 to 9 p.m. Pacific, 10 p.m. Eastern, but that will change in March. I'll be moving to 9 o'clock p.m. Pacific, 12 o'clock midnight Eastern, for a full 3 hours. So it's pretty killer. We get on, the best guests we can find, and perhaps Ellen. One of these days we could talk to her. But yeah, awesome show, Mike. You're doing awesome, man. This is a really great show.
Yeah.
And I dig the Wolfman.
Cheers.
All right, and we're gonna rock this network, man, aren't we, Dave?
If that's right, man.
There is going to be some changes, guys. I just let you know about times when my show is even coming on, because I wanna kind of make it so that all of us, it kind of flows through. So when Dave changes on Saturday to the same time my show's on, I'm going to switch to an earlier Monster Castle. Then it'll be Dave, sandwiched by Dirty Rotten Taro. And we're probably going to have a Sunday show as well, depending on who's taking the show during the week. And I'm going to switch. We'll still have Dirty Rotten Taro on Friday, but the Monster Castle for that day, I'm thinking about switching it to Sunday afternoon, actually. Spread it out a bit. But anyway, that's in the future. Right now, we'll leave it the way it is until the changes happen.
Yeah, it's really cool. Oh, by the way, that person I was telling you about that talks about the Cherokee Little People, her name is Mary Joyce.
Yeah.
And she has a website. Yeah, you could always check it out online. They're called the Cherokee Little People. It's really, really interesting.
Yeah, I looked them up.
Yeah, I'm really curious to how that ties in with the little people of Ireland and the ones from here. But it all started out on the East Coast, and that's exactly what Ellen said, is they brought them over here.
Yeah, I believe it. I totally believe it, man. Sorry if I'm not talking too much. I'm just like hella tired, dude. But I'm listening. And Ellen, you're awesome. And Jeff,
thank you.
Great to talk to you. If you're still there.
I'm still here. Thank you so much, man. You can stay on with us, or you don't have to hang up, man. You can stay on with us if you want. Just hang in there.
Yeah, sure. I'm just gonna grab another beer.
All right, mute your mic. Don't be like Kurt and eat while you're on the microphone, please. I'm kidding. Jeff, could you please?
No, you're not.
Actually, I was hoping that either you or Adam could eat enchiladas as well, because I kind of missed that. Eat enchiladas while you're on the air?
I eat light bulbs, man, but
I know.
I have to go downstairs and get one.
It's not the same, and you have to also say, "I don't believe it. I don't believe you." How does he do it?
That's all right.
I don't believe you.
I saw Kurt on the chat room a while back. I don't know where he went. Where's Kurt?
I went, Kurt. I want Kurt back. I missed Kurt. Kurt, please call in if you're listening. We miss you, buddy. I'm sorry for yelling at you, man. I'm saying it right on the air. I was a dick. You're funny. We want you back. All right? Said it right in front of everyone.
By the way, I have to say, Mike, very interesting chat room in the Spreaker chat.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it is. Indeed.
It's full of special people.
Who's going to... Oh, wait, I got one. Oh, man. We got to pick a song, guys, for the next one coming up, for the next break coming up.
It's time, man. Bottom of the hour.
Ellen, it's your show.
Why don't you do Clonets and Harry's
wait
game?
Wait a minute. Keep on talking for a while. You told me something earlier. I'm going to Google something and find a special song. There's really a special one that you asked me for on your interview. And if you, Jeff, could talk to her about fairies or something for a little while, I will find this.
So, are the tall things you see? What do you think about the Bigfoot?
Well, that's a little out of my ken. I only know stories that I've seen on films that they have in America, so I think he comes from over there. It'd be something along the lines of the Loch Ness Monster in Scotland. So I don't know anything about him. Tell me about him.
Well, I mean, the Bigfoot, they're usually
big and hairy.
They're full covered in hair.
Yeah.
They're, like 9-10 feet tall. They're extremely intelligent.
How do you know?
They like pizza.
I've talked with people who have firsthand experience witnessing these creatures, and they like to. I mean, they're intelligent, so they like to toy with you, and they like to. They're smart and they're extremely strong.
And do they eat people?
I don't know that, but there has been. I mean, people have said, this is hearsay, that they do eat people. But it's. I don't think it's something that they intentionally go out and do.
Okay.
It's just like if you were out in the woods and you had nothing else to eat, and you had something that was easy game for you, something easy for you to prey on, I'm sure you would probably, catch it, kill it, and cook it, or not, and eat it.
Yes. Do they cook?
That I don't know. I don't have first-hand experience.
Are you talking
with that.
Bigfoot, or are you talking little people?
Bigfoot.
Bigfoot does not cook his food; he eats it raw.
Ugh.
I can tell you that 100% for sure. I actually have the evidence of this.
Okay.
Yeah, they don't eat fudge.
They don't eat fudge?
I can also tell you that they do eat people.
Sticks to their hair.
If they do not like you, they will eat you. The female Bigfoots also like to eat children.
What about pie? I've heard they eat pie.
They'll eat anything. They're opportunists.
Just like us. I mean, except...
if you're hungry, you're going to eat, right?
Right, you got to survive.
That's right.
I've heard that they're musical. They play on instruments of nature.
How did we get into Bigfoot with Ellen?
Well, she was talking about some of the larger
fairies.
The larger fairies that you could catch and have them.
I know the natives in North America here. They actually consider Bigfoot sort of like a fairy from Ireland, but it'd be like a troll if you think about it.
So maybe they're possibly the same thing.
I think maybe that's what they call a troll back then. All the land masses at one time used to be connected, so these things are all over the place, man. And there is reports of Bigfoots in Ireland and Scotland. I looked into it last night.
The only thing we have here that I've seen in the desert are scorpions. I haven't seen any Bigfoot. Only scorpions. That's it. And maybe a few, few camel. No camels, but a lot of cactus.
Any camel toes?
Yeah, down at the mall.
All right. We're going to go to Darby O'Gill and the little people. This one goes out to Ellen.
Darby O'Gill and the Little People on Monster Castle Paranormal Radio. All right, rock it with the Wolfman. Yeah! Oh, that wasn't even a whole song. I thought it was a song, but it was hilarious. My lord.
That made me want a river dance.
Yeah, man. Well, I wonder what it would give us next if I let it play out. This I don't know what's going to come up next. It's not playing. Nothing. What? Darby O'Gill and the Little People. That's not really a song. That was just
it was a filler.
It's a filler from a movie. It's a filler from a movie. Yeah. Now I thought it was a band, but there's a name for a band. Yeah, there's a name for a band if you want a name for a band. Darby O'Gill and the Little People.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's groovy, man. But it wasn't a song. Here we go. Ay, ay, ay. Woohoo! I'm going to get my flute out.
Oh! How about some cowbell?
Get the cowbell out. I'll get my flute out.
When you're ready.
Guess what? I got a fever.
Oh, more cowbell.
More cowbell. More cowbell. More cowbell. More cowbell.
Monster Castle Paranormal Radio. Yeah. Oh man, we're silly. We don't get a song, we'll make our own up. We make our own songs.
That was fun. That was freaking awesome, man.
Spent a little time on that. That was all fun.
I like the Irish flute in there. More cowbell.
Yeah, that was a tin whistle.
I was doing that.
Who was playing that?
I was. Wolfman and does that.
Oh, yeah.
Man of many talents.
I have another thing, too. Helen, would you do me a favor? Just jump up and down just a little bit, okay? And I'll do the sound effects.
Okay.
Are you ready?
Now?
Start jumping.
Okay.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that was Helen jumping. All right, yeah. Groovy. You never had that happen before. All right, everyone, give a big cheers.
No guest has ever actually did it for me and actually jumped when I did that. But I appreciate it. I'm glad. You're a good lass.
Yeah. I have a question.
All right.
Where is Darren?
No shit. Where is he? I tried to add him.
He's stuck at work. He's
stuck at work tonight? Really?
Yeah.
In the middle of the night? What does he work at? Poor Darren.
I'm adding him to the group call.
He works at a hotel that has... actually, it's a bit haunted.
And it is haunted, yes.
It is. Not a joke.
That's why I wanted him on the show, because he actually works at a haunted hotel.
Yeah, I just messaged him
oh my gosh.
like 2 minutes ago. He's not going to be home for another half...
That's okay.
He'll be home later, man. Yeah.
I have a surprise guest coming in just a second here. I have a surprise. Wolfman.
Ooh, mysterious.
Nobody knows what the Wolfman's going to do next, do you?
I have no effing clue, man.
Edge of my seat, bro.
All right. Well, it might just be Mr. Kurt Green. Come on, Mr. Kurt Green. Pick up.
He's probably busy.
He just tried to call me. Damn it! I missed his call. He's trying to call. I'm gonna try adding him again. No worries. He'll be on for the second show, I'm sure.
And sober, maybe.
Darren's typing us. So I do have another question, Ellen.
Yeah.
Now, what I saw was these things, what I would call fairies. I don't know what they really are or anything, but what I saw was they were gray-skinned, and they had wings. They were little, and they had wings, and they were flying around at my campfire one night. My wife saw them too.
And were they were very small?
They were about 1 foot. With wings.
Oh, was this
naked?
This at the campground?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
They almost look like little gargoyles.
Oh, yeah. Well, fairies are pretty, so it wasn't a fairy.
So they were like something like a mini gargoyles or something?
Yeah. I wonder where they came from. Interesting, and I don't know. I can't enlighten you.
Wow.
What about girls that get fairy tattoos on them?
No. I want to ask a legit question, Jeff.
No, I'm serious.
Okay.
I used to.
All right.
I'm curious if there's like some sort of like connection there with the ladies that get the fairy tattoos on their body. What do you think about that, Ellen?
Oh, what do I think about that? Sorry.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not a fan of art on bodies, but like it's whatever you're into.
I mean, but like, what do you think about the girls that get the fairies? I mean, like tattooed on themselves. Do you think there's a connection there, or
maybe they feel like they have a strong connection to fairies, and maybe they just like body art. I don't know. They do all sorts. It takes all sorts. Maybe they feel it makes them close to fairies. And I always think it's Tinkerbell. If I see a fairy on somebody, I think it's Tinkerbell.
Right.
That's funny. Every time I'm not even going to say it when I look at a certain person, I think it's Tinkerbell.
Oh, okay. I'll keep that in mind.
This is going in a direction we're not interested in talking.
Actually, no. I want to know, Ellen. I saw these things once, and they looked like fireflies, but they weren't.
Yeah.
They were not fireflies, and they all went to underneath this tree. That now that you mentioned it earlier, and I looked at this corner of the woods where they went, it was a hawthorn bush.
Well, there you are. You've seen fairies. Didn't you see them as light?
They were little light balls, yeah.
Yeah.
And one
They're
of them
little
came up
orby.
to me. One of them came up to me, erupted into a basketball-sized red glowing orb, and it came right up to me. And so that was fairies?
Must have been.
That's what someone else told me too. That's fairies.
Yeah.
So I think we finally got to the bottom of this story, Jeff. Of me and
so now you know.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's
was,
two people that have
was
told me
quite
that.
a mystery. Yeah, you guys saw those camping, right? And
oh, Willie's calling. Hang on, I gotta add Willie. Willie's calling. It's Willie.
Oh.
Willie's calling in.
Oh, Willie from Alaska.
Yeah. All right.
You there, Wolfman?
Hey, buddy, how are you doing?
This is the worst fucking interview I've ever heard in my life.
Oh, everything is. You got, how's it sound on your end? You got the echo still? I tried to fix that. Is it okay?
Let's see. I can still hear myself a little bit.
Yeah. When you look in the mirror, can you see yourself?
I don't freaking look in mirrors. I ain't a vain person like you.
When you look in the mirror, does it break? All right. Anyway, do you have a legitimate question for the guest?
Yeah, sure. Why the hell didn't you hang up an hour ago when these sick bastards were making fun of your accent? They're talking about Lucky Charms just because you're from freaking Ireland? They treated you like shit. They're making sexual innuendos. They're asking you about fucking tattoos. You didn't sign up for this bullshit. I'm sorry. Right. I apologize to you. You were
Do you know something?
It's talking about freaking ghosts and hotels and shit. We didn't get their damn thing. We get Wolfman and we get fucking Jeff, who's the worst of them all, asking about fucking tattoos from his stripper ex-wife.
Go ahead, Ellen. Try to answer that.
I'm big enough and bold enough to take it, and I'm enjoying all the fun.
Try to answer that. I'm going to block him out for a sec. Will you try to answer that?
Okay. So now?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, just let me say that I'm not insulted. I'm having fun. I didn't enjoy getting up so early, but that doesn't matter because I'm interested in all this stuff, and it's not insulting. It's just we're having fun here.
I do. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, you're up early. We're up really late. I mean, you know, so it's we all have the same interest.
By the way, it's 2:47. If anyone wanted 2:47.
It is. It's midnight 47 here.
Same here.
Every time I look at the clock.
You settle down there.
Kurt, all right, man. We got Kurt back. Everybody,
Billy,
man.
Billy,
I got to play
you
something.
Settle down right there, boy. Now, you quit hollering at this guest from, you must be from England or Ireland.
Kurt Green. Kurt Green, everyone. Kurt Green.
No.
Hey, Kurt, do you have any serious questions for our guest, Ellen?
No.
Do you have any comments?
No. Can you possibly eat enchiladas on the air and in front of the microphone for us, please?
I'm eating Church's fried chicken right now.
All right, then. That's good enough. Don't you think, Jeff?
Fried chicken.
That'll work.
That'll work. Adam, do you think it's okay?
Hello.
I think that's perfectly acceptable.
Oh, yeah.
Ellen, is that fine with you?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, absolutely. I'd love to be having some.
It's the best fried chicken.
And by the way, I did not cut Willie off. I didn't even touch that computer. So his connection got lost on its own. Nothing to do with me.
He's in an austere location in Alaska. I don't even think they have internet there, do they?
He probably has to wind something up and pedal a bike that he's got hooked up to something thing, and
probably he gets a hamster on a wheel attached to
he's probably got hamsters
or something.
I'd love to go to Alaska.
Not with Willie.
Well, I don't have to see Willie. There are lots of other people up there. aren't
Willie
there?
would take you for a ride that you'll never come back.
Yeah.
I'm gonna probably.
He'll make you work on his
there in a
boat.
couple years.
You are?
Yeah, I'm gonna move up to Anchorage. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So
Nice.
that's
Very
it.
nice.
You're leaving me.
Very
and
nice.
I
Beautiful
can already
day.
see what's going to happen here. You and Willie are going to start your own station and call it like female monster.
No.
Yeah.
No, I don't jump on a sinking ship.
And call it the monstrous paranormal.
The monster boat. No, I don't think so.
I wonder what kind of ghosts. I'm just wondering what kind of ghosts they have up there.
Popsicle ghosts.
Well, we've got I don't know if she's listening right now, but we've got someone from the Twitter that she's seen some spirits up there that are quite frightening.
Really?
Yeah.
So she has first-hand stories.
First-hand stories. I've definitely heard a few.
Yeah, I'd like that.
Do you know who I'm talking about, Wolfman?
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I know who you're talking. Ryan.
Yeah, she's up there in Anchorage where I'll be at in a couple years.
Do you want me to tell you what this is? I'm not going to say her name. From Twitter, she told me this secret story from Alaska. This creature ran beside her car when it was going 60 miles an hour, and it was talking to her telepathically and telling them to pull over. And it was running beside their vehicle.
Wow.
What did it look like?
And she wouldn't tell me that.
I've heard the story. I've heard her tell the story. It's not. Yeah, this.
And
is
it
real.
was really hard, and I was the only one that could pry this little bit out of her. And what we do know is that she's so scared of it, and her family is so scared of this creature, that if she says too much, it will telepathically know that they're talking about it, and it will kill them. And we don't know what it is, but we are worried about Ryan, and we haven't heard back from him for a long time.
I think there's a crock of crap.
Dude, this is a true story, man.
I know.
And she also told me that a few people that have had encounters with this being have gone missing. There's been campgrounds found where people were hunting. Everything just left like as if people were there, but bodies are gone. No, there's nothing.
Yeah, her husband can testify to this. I mean, he's witnessed the same thing with her. It's not just it's not a delusion. When you have one or two more people, seeing something, it's real.
Wouldn't have this been on the news like CBS?
Dude,
news
what? You don't believe things unless you hear it in church or see it on the news, Kurt? Come on, man.
All right, I'll shut up.
No, you're good.
Yeah, I've seen.
We
I've
need
seen
your
stuff
side
in
of the story. We need your side of the story, Kurt. Go ahead, Jeff.
Well, you've heard my story about when me and a couple of the guys ran upon a kind of a hidden cemetery where we had, maybe about 8 different graves there, just out in the middle of the woods. And when we saw first one of the other guys saw something kind of like an arm, kind of come out from a tree. And then he just kind of said something, and we all looked over, and we saw something similar happen again. And at that point, we all just kind of didn't say anything, and we just turned around and we got out of there. And we didn't talk for the probably like 15, 20-minute ride back. And this was during the daytime. This wasn't at night. Our eyes weren't playing tricks on us. We were just exploring the forest, and we weren't looking for a cemetery. So we were surprised when we saw it. And when we all saw what we saw, we just got out of there as fast as we could, and we didn't say a word. We just left. And how can you explain that when I think there were 4 of us, and we all saw the same thing. Same thing.
You saw an arm come out of the ground?
No, we saw it come from behind a tree. And this arm wasn't like it wasn't like it was like you could see through the arm though. Oh. You could see through it. It wasn't a solid arm. You could see through it.
Was it a human arm or a...
It was a human arm, yes.
Just came out, there was a big tree and an arm stuck out.
Yes.
Wow. Was it like a zombie?
No. You could see through the arm. That was the freaky part. You could see through it.
When it was kind of like stuck out, was it like waving?
So basically, it was what he's saying. It's transparent. It was
just kind of put its arm out. It didn't go all the way up like at a 90 degree. It just kind of showed its arm, whatever it was. All I saw was an arm.
Well, isn't that something? Wow.
And this was, me and 3 other people saw the same thing. And we all reacted the same. We all got out of there as
Were you drinking or doing any kind of drugs at that moment?
Nope, we were completely sober.
Not at all. I was totally sober. Guys, I'm telling you, I was totally sober.
Totally sober, man. No drink.
All of a sudden, a big old tree. Were there other trees around, or was it this only one big tree?
Ellen, I have a question from.
Other trees around, but this thing was near, probably like 1 or 2 trees away from where the little burial ground was.
Yeah.
Ooh.
And this was on a military base, and the tombstones. We kind of looked at the tomb. We were there for about 5-10 minutes before we saw this, so we were kind of looking at the tombstones. And
Jeff,
and you're
gonna have to save it for the next show. We got 4 minutes left. Okay, well, you're gonna have to save that story, the rest of it, for the next show. That's something to look forward to. Ellen, you can find her on Twitter, and if you want to book yourself a mysterious hotel vacation, well, get a hold of her on Twitter, and you can have one. All right, and it will be something you never ever forget for the rest of your life. I think that it's amazing. I'm going to give you one more question from the chat room, Ellen. Can you ask Ellen for me why fairies count salt?
Oh, I don't know. That's a new one on me.
I never heard of it either.
But I'll tell you, I'll try and find out. I'll look into it, and I'll send, if I find...
No, you're coming back on St. Patty's Day, so you can you can give us the answer then.
I'll try and find out.
All right,
Never
that's
heard
great.
of it.
Anybody else have anything to say before we're going to sign out for half an hour? Now we do come back with a show called Dirty Rotten Taro at 3:30. It is on Spreaker too, and I'm going to put it on the feed this time on the network here on the Fringe.fm. And go ahead, Ellen. This is your time to talk.
I just want to say thank you so much for having me on. This has been so interesting. It's been great listening to you. It's been great being part of it. And I'm so happy to have been here.
It was a blast.
Great chatting with you, Ellen.
What an awesome great show.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to. Ellen, I had never met you before. How do you do? My name's Kurt.
Hello, Kurt.
I love your voice. I love your. Are you in Ireland or Britain or where are you? England, one of those places.
Yeah, I'm in Ireland. I'm Irish.
I knew it's Ireland.
And by the way,
yeah.
You are welcome to stay with us, Ellen, but if you want to, have a half-hour break and then come back on with the Dirty Rotten Taro show with us. You're more than welcome.
Well, I'll tell you, I can't because work has started on this farm. They're milking cows. I need to go out there.
Oh, my.
So I'm hoping that the milk fairy will be kind to us again this morning.
You're gonna make some Irish cream?
Yeah, exactly. Bit of the old ishkabaha mixed in with it. So, thank you so much again. I really have enjoyed my morning.
Oh, we enjoyed having you, hun. You were awesome. One of the best guests and most enjoyable guests. And I had so much fun with you. A really fun
Thank
show.
you.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Lord bless you, girl.
And
Mother
bless you.
Goddess bless you.
Like crazy tonight. Better get his wolf howling out tonight. Wolf pack on the prowl, they're out again tonight. Bad Mike better play his cards right tonight.
It's midnight. But don't go to sleep now. It's time for Monster Castle Paranormal Radio. Featuring Wolfman Mike, Jeff the Grey, Adam Shadow, and Darren, the man with 1,000 questions. Now join us as we explore the mysterious nature of our world. Igor, release the monsters from the dungeon. Crack some drinks and let go. Unwind, open your mind. Just know. Don't go to sleep. Don't go to sleep. Don't go to sleep. Don't go to sleep.
Psychics, mediums, ghosts, fireballs, lunar anomalies, Sasquatch, UFOs.
It's Monster Castle Paranormal Radio. 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 With Willie in Alaska. Our moral compass, Curtis Green. With Eric the Protector. And Hugs from Apocalypse. The Angry Bog. And Keeping It Real with Stabby McHugs. Crack some drinks and let go. Unwind, open your mind. Just know. Don't go to sleep. Don't go to sleep. Don't go to sleep. Don't go to sleep.
Remote viewing, rabbit toys, glowing orbs, lost treasures, Martian artifacts, the chupacabra, and Debbie daily.
It's Monster Castle Paranormal Radio. It's Monster Castle Paranormal Radio. It's Monster Castle Paranormal Radio. It's Monster Castle, Monster Castle Paranormal Radio Show.
All right, yeah. Can you dig it? We are live. All right. And Darren, how's it going, man?
It is going great.
So
Can you hear me?
Yeah, man, you sound great. Yeah.
Oh, good.
So we got a new line, folks, too. I got a Canadian number now you can call. You can listen to us on TuneIn Radio app and still go in the Spreaker chat room, Spreaker.com. Just search for Monster Castle Paranormal. You can call in the show later on in the night, and you can use Skype, Wolfman Mike 47, or you can use 775-990-8447, 8447. Yeah, that's it. And that's our American number. And we have a new Canadian number, 226-271-3466. I will repeat that later on in the show. Welcome to the Monster Castle. This is where all the real freaks hang out, baby. All right.
Oh, yeah.
And I guess we got some amazing a news update from no one but the one and only Robert Morningstar, baby. All right. Yeah, baby. All right. Yeah.
Thank you.
You got any current events for us, Robert?
Thank you. Don't applaud, throw money. That's my high school coaches used to say that. Don't applaud, throw money. Well, yeah, lots of news, international news. I'm waiting to see the outcome of the French elections, where Marine Le Pen is going against the Euro Francs. It's a very tough situation the French have there with immigration. And things have simmered down a little bit in Korea, so that's a good thing. So President Trump's foreign policy seems to be working, and we're in league with China to rein in North Korea, and that's a good thing. A lot of investigations going on in Washington. If you want to keep up with, it is an unending news stream. Go to my Facebook page, look for Robert Morningstar. The head of the dolphin is my avatar, because I espouse the mind of the dolphin as one of my icons. And tonight I'm here as editor of UFO Digest and the UFO Spotlight. These are two websites that I run and focus on the paranormal, which is the theme of this Monster Castle. Perhaps I'd like to dedicate this show to the one and only Zachary, who is your progenitor. Wolfman, do you know who Zachary is?
Zachary?
Zachary, yeah. He was a guy who did much what you do. He came on at late at night, and he would take old monster movies, and he would play the monster movies and interject himself into the scenes.
Yes.
He's very famous for cauliflower. He's very famous for cutting up cauliflower brains. He would do Dr. Frankenstein or Frankenstein movies, and when the doctor was in the lab, they'd cut to Zachary cutting a piece of cauliflower, pretending it was a brain. He was he advanced the monster mode, of the late 1950s, which was a resurrection of all the monster movies of the 30s and 40s after TV started to broadcast and rebroadcast them. So I think it's in a historic lineage that you stand besides your name, Wolfman Mike.
Yeah, all right. Thank you very much. Yeah. I dig it.
I would bay at the moon tonight on this show, so let me give you my Wolfman imitation.
Nice.
That's a mild one. I don't want to frighten people.
You want me to do mine?
Yeah, you don't know what you let loose when you let something like that out. The primal scream. So what's your interest? What's your interest today? We're here to talk paranormal.
Yeah, whatever you want to talk about. Thank you so much.
Let's talk about monsters.
Well, it sounds like a fun show, and I hope that
What
We have
you were
fun.
mentioning a dolphin's brain earlier.
Yeah.
What are your feelings about dolphins?
Well, I think dolphins are one of the most highly evolved forms of consciousness on this planet, and that they are incredibly intelligent, more intelligent than we are. They decided not to leave the sea. That was one smart thing, apparently, the way things are going here on land. But they're so intelligent that in the 1950s and 60s, the United States Navy was running experiments to communicate with dolphins. So I was involved in that kind of research when I was at Fordham University, and it had to do with interspecies communication. The dolphin was taken as an example of an extraterrestrial. You know, so a dolphin is an extraterrestrial. It lives in the sea. It's not on the land, so we can technically call them that. And
I never thought of that.
yeah, and so the Navy thought about, what would it be like to try to communicate with another species that is as intelligent or more intelligent than we are. And so they chose the dolphin as the test subject, and Dr. John Lilly began a long research project and a long relationship with many dolphins, including one called Weena, whom he taught how to speak. And I saw a film. Yeah, he taught Weena how to say phrases, and I'll never forget seeing the film of Dr. Lilly talking to Weena, and she said, "Weena, love Dr. Lilly." He literally made her. He taught her how to say that. So they were using this.
Wait. Did it sound like that?
Yeah, I'm imitating. I'm telling you, it was a high-pitched voice, a high-pitched shrill.
Really?
Dr. Lilly. Yeah, real way out there. Check it out. They're making. I have to say, YouTube is a fantastic resource because there's so many. They show up. They surprise the hell out of me. They show up, and they're really important snippets. And if you could get some of those films of the John Lilly's experiments with the dolphins in the 60s, it was part of space research, because this was the idea. How are we going to communicate with an extraterrestrial? If we don't have a common speech or anatomy, yet another intelligent mind is there, capable of communication. And I've always thought that it's a body language of sorts, that the way to communicate is non-verbally is the best way to do it, since you don't have a verbal modality with which to communicate until you develop one, And so signs, gestures, body language, posture.
Have you ever, when you were younger, maybe had a telepathic connection with one of your siblings?
I have had telepathic connections with my siblings from the cradle. And that's what I was going to say, that telepathy is the other possible modality for interspecies communication. And there you get into another region of communication itself, because then you're dealing with mind to mind and soul to soul. I have had several experiences during my life of encounters with extraterrestrial entities, some interdimensional, and you might say others interplanetary, if you want to distinguish the kinds that just buzz in and buzz out of dimensional portals, and the ones that buzz around in flying saucers, make landings, and abduct people who are more material than those other guys. But in each case, the lack of a verbal, mouth-to-ear communication, the whole situation was very primal. And I would liken one of the encounters that I had to suddenly coming face-to-face with a panther, which is an experience I had as a child. A panther on the other side of the wall was sniffing me out and very hungry. And I had this sense, from the roar, the growl, the scratching, the breathing, that there was something out there, and I knew that it wanted to just devour me. And this was at 3 years old in the tropics. And so I've always had this keen sense of communicating with animals, and you might consider that as an analogy or a metaphor for encountering an extraterrestrial, a Bigfoot, chupacabra, a skinwalker. I mean, there's a lot of strange things in this world, including wolfmen, lycanthropy.
I've seen monsters when I was a kid looking through my window, and my brothers both seen them too. So that's kind of strange, eh? You think that you're hallucinating this thing, and maybe it's tree branches, but no, it wasn't, because everybody else saw it too.
Oh, it's another fascinating creature, Mothman. And the Mothman apparitions, not just those down there in Point Pleasant, West Virginia, in 1966, but really all over the world. That thing appeared in Russia, it appears in Eastern Europe, and it's really a strange and malefic entity.
But wait a minute, what are you talking about?
The Mothman.
Oh, the Mothman. Oh, yes. I've never seen anything like that. I've seen a 4-foot rabbitoid creature.
Well, now when you're talking about that size, you're getting in that description. Was it a biped rabbitoid?
No, it hopped like a rabbit. It jumped from underneath the bridge. It probably jumped about 20 feet, landed in front of me out of the water, and it was soaking wet, all black, short fur, very muscular. Looked like a rabbit from hell. It was about the size of a wolf, but it was a rabbit, and it was. It ran so fast, man. I've never seen anything run like that. But I looked at the tracks. The tracks were identical to rabbit tracks, but it was huge.
I've heard that descriptions of people who are abductees, and that nothing in the world runs as fast as a gray ET. That they run perfectly vertically, arms don't swing, and the legs just move so rapidly that they're a blur. No human could keep up with it. Very similar to the movements of the chupacabra, which is a famous critter down in Puerto Rico and Mexico, Texas.
I'm surprised they're so fast. We have a guest that had aliens in his bedroom, and they were super fast like that. He said you could barely see them until they stopped.
Well, we talk about different types of aliens. We talk about reptilians, and you talk about insectoids. And when you look at how fast reptiles and insects can move, brother,
that's true.
Any creature that has kind of kinship with that kind of DNA and that kind of reaction is going to be extremely fast. But humans have other skills. And our ability to move in time physically, to move our bodies, is something that can rival them, So, but that has to take years and years and years and years of training to
move through time or move with time, like dancing.
Well, dancing involves both, actually. Depending on the kind of dancing you're doing. For example, vorticular dancing, spin dancing, changes the time reference between the spin dancer and the people who are not spinning outside. The whole universe changes, and the energy level changes between them. A sphere, a magnetic energy, develops around the spinning dancer. Kind of like, the Sufis, they do one kind of spinning, and it gets you into a mystical state. The centrifugal forces create a magnetic field and create an axis, and when you are in the axis, you can travel interdimensionally or go right to the Godhead. That's what the Sufis believe when they spin, that a space opens up inside them for them to have communion with God.
Where's the Sufis from? Is that a tribe?
It's a Muslim sect that's centered in Turkey.
Oh.
And, very ancient. They antedate Islam. The Sufi tradition is that they began with Abraham, and that the inspiration for the spin dance comes from weaving wool and spinning it around a spindle, and from watching the spindle and then imitating the spindle, they discovered this channel. In China, there are two very rapid forms of this dance. One is called Bagua. It's a martial art called Bagua, where the 8 faces of the I Ching. And the other one, of course, is Tai Chi, which came from a very ancient dance, a more ancient dance, the oldest dance in the world, called rainbow dancing. And there is a very interesting mystical story associated with how rainbow dancing arrived in China around 755 AD. And the story is told in the Tang Dynasty history by the emperor himself, claimed to have been walking on the ramparts of a castle in Xi'an. Xi'an is the ancient capital where they found the 10,000 terracotta soldiers.
Right.
And the emperor claimed that a moon ship came down from the sky and alighted on the ramparts, and that the moon people came out and invited the emperor to go to heaven, Panglai Shan, or fairyland. Basically, they asked him if he would like to go to the moon, and he accepted. And they took off in the moonship, and as they overflew the castle wall and ramparts, he could see the tent city outside and all the commerce, the people doing business, people cooking, people wrestling, doing kung fu, trading, bartering, etc. And he went off to the moon, where he saw beautiful fairies in resplendent rainbow-colored garments dancing to this ethereal music, and he was totally enchanted. And then the next day, the moon people brought him back down in the moonship and put him back on the castle ramparts, which I've walked upon, by the way. I was there in 1986, right on the castle wall where these things happened. And he came out so excited. He said to his wife, "Darling, you have to learn this dance before I forget it. I saw the fairies in Panglai Shan, fairyland, heaven, paradise. Any of those words will do. And they dance this beautiful dance, and I want you to learn it before I forget it. And I have to write down this music that I heard." And so this whole thing became a vogue and a cult. And people began practicing this dance, and it involved this very rapid spinning. And the more rapidly you could spin, the more centered you were, and you were elevated to a higher status in this mystical cult. But it led to a revolution in a 7-year war, which led to the downfall of the Tang Dynasty. And after that, both the dance and the music were forbidden under penalty of death for many, many years. And
did you see it? Have you seen rainbow dancing?
I actually rediscovered it. In 1978, I discovered a poem written in the Tang Dynasty by the famous poet Bai Jui. And I had been dabbling with Tai Chi and expressing it in a form of dance. And when I stumbled into the idea that Tai Chi was a very rapid spinning dance.
I do Tai Chi as well. That's cool.
Yeah. And then about a year and a half, 2 years after I was making these discoveries, I found a poem which was describing the dance that I was discovering out of the Tai Chi moves. And in the poem, there were Chinese phrases which were directly related to the names of the Tai Chi forms, including the golden cock stands on one leg, or the fair lady weaving at the shuttles, the Yang family name, the name of Yang Lushan and Yang Tianfu. All of it was bundled up in this poem. It was, let me see, 1,200 years old or so. And so I deciphered the poem. And in Chinese, when you write a Chinese word, we in the West, we write a picture of the sound. The Chinese draw a picture of the thing. For example, if you say horse, we draw the sound horse, but they draw a picture of a horse, a stylized picture of a creature with 4 legs, a head, and a mane, or they all for water, they'll do a drop of water.
I know how to make the sound of a. I can make a sound, and you'll make you think of a horse.
Yeah. Anyway, listen to this. I decipher the poem, and in the deciphering of the description of the dancer, I would describe this. Finding the movements. The Chinese characters were actually depictions of the pattern of the step, the length of the step, whether it was a spin or a square, and so on and so forth. So I rediscovered it in 1978, and I performed it through the 1990s. And I occasionally, once a year or so, I may put on a performance.
I see in your Skype, it looks like you're dancing.
That's actually an expression of it. That's me catching two frisbees with one hand in a single moment.
It's kind of like dancing.
Yeah, well, you have to. Imagine we take two discs and put them one inside the other, and then we sling them at the partner. Instead of sparring, we throw things at each other, like in the movie Tron. That inspired us to make it a martial art. So these two start flying as one, and then they suddenly split into various possible patterns, and you have to catch them both at the same time, one with each hand. But at higher skill levels, we can catch two or even three at a time in one swoop of the hand. So a young lady photographer, daughter of one of my top students, I asked her to take a picture, and she captured that picture at the moment where I have already caught one, and I'm about to turn my fingers around to catch the other. I think I'm catching the second one already.
So you use the same hand or a different hand?
It's one hand.
Oh, wow.
That's one hand. Two frisbees.
That's the challenge.
Wicked.
That's the challenge, yeah. That's how fast Tai Chi is. People think that Tai Chi is a real slow thing because we practice it slowly. But if you practice it 10 times more slowly than a karate form, when you actually get to use it, that's how fast the speed is, 10 times faster than you would think. That's what I was talking about earlier, about the years of training that it takes to move in reaction to an insectoid or a reptilian, you know?
Oh, man. I can't.
Let's say a snake springs you and you have the skill to catch it by the neck, you know, or smack something that's coming, like a lizard jumping at you, or any of those things.
Yeah, like
dog. I've been attacked by a dog. Just casually going to pick up something on the ground, and all of a sudden, out of nowhere, this German Shepherd came out and took a snap at me, and my hand that was reaching for the object, it happened to be a frisbee at the moment, as a matter of fact. As I was reaching with my hand for the object, the dog came in and attacked on my left side, and as he attacked, my arm instantly went and made a cross. My forearm made a cross with his snout. So when he attacked, his snout hit my forearm, and he bounced off, convinced he shouldn't make another pounce like that. And it was totally automatic. It wasn't premeditated, you know. Bingo.
Can you catch flies with chopsticks?
No. I have better things to do with my time and my chopsticks. But I can eat with two sets of chopsticks. Hey, listen, I can eat with two sets of chopsticks at the same time.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh yeah, and you know what? And when I take those two chopsticks and put pin the 4 points together to make 2 points, I make my arms, and it looks like two white cranes. Now, I studied a lot of Kung Fu in the 69.
What style of Kung Fu is that? I've trained since I was 6 years old.
I studied originally, I was looking for a praying mantis school because that was my first introduction to Kung Fu. And I unwittingly walked into Tiger Claw School, Shaolin. And so I learned from the world's highest ranking master of Fu Jiao Pai, the Black Tiger system.
Nice. Oh, wow.
His name is Grandmaster Wai Hung. And then I practiced that for a few years, and I was totally thrilled by it. But shortly thereafter, a few years later, I heard about Tai Chi. I actually heard about Tai Chi at the same time that I was looking for the Kung Fu school. I heard about this mysterious dance. They said